Have you ever wondered why some events in life, no matter how unlikely, have an enormous impact? Such are the mysteries that Nassim Nicholas Taleb explores in his insightful book, The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable. He introduces us to the concept of a Black Swan event, those rare, high-impact and retrospectively predictable occurrences that shake up our world and challenge our understanding of reality. These events are characterized by their rarity. They're not everyday happenings, they have an extreme impact. Game changers that rewrite the rules. Lastly, they're retrospectively predictable. We look back and say, it all makes sense now, even though we couldn't foresee it coming. These Black Swan events defy our regular expectations and remind us that life is inherently unpredictable. We can't anticipate the significant, we can't foresee the monumental, and we can't predict the extraordinary. As Taleb puts it, we live in a world dominated by the extreme, the unknown, and the very improbable. Do we really understand the world around us, or is it just an illusion? It's a question that Nassim Nicholas Taleb grapples with in his groundbreaking work, The Black Swan. He introduces us to a concept he dubs the illusion of understanding, a human tendency to condense the intricacies of our complex world into simple, digestible narratives. This neat packaging of information fosters a deceptive sense of comprehension, often fueling overconfidence in our predictive abilities. We start to believe that we can forecast the future with unerring precision, based on what we know from the past. But in doing so, we grossly underestimate the risk of Black Swan events, those rare, unpredictable occurrences that defy our best-laid plans and predictions. Taleb's warning rings clear. Beware of the single-perspective vision. This tunnel vision, this blindness, leaves us ill-prepared for the unexpected and vulnerable to the whims of the unpredictable. Taleb warns us against the danger of the single-perspective vision, a blindness that leaves us vulnerable to the unpredictable. How often do predictions really come true? This question sets the stage for Taleb's critique on prediction models, particularly those in economics. Taleb suggests that these models are built on a fragile foundation of assumptions and often neglect to account for Black Swan events, those highly improbable, unpredictable occurrences that can have massive impacts. Consider the economic models that led many to believe the housing market was infallible, right before the crash of 2008. These models failed to account for the possibility, the improbability, of a nationwide housing market collapse. This is a classic example of a Black Swan event, one that these models were utterly unprepared for. Taleb argues that our reliance on such predictions, on such models, is a scandal. It's a scandal because it blinds us to the extraordinary, the unpredictable, the improbable. It's a scandal because it makes us complacent. In Taleb's words, we are quick to forget that just being alive is an extraordinary piece of good luck. So how do we live in a world where the improbable reigns supreme? Taleb's philosophy in The Black Swan provides an intriguing answer to this question. He suggests that we should embrace the randomness and unpredictability that is inherent in life, rather than seeking to control or predict it. Think about it. Isn't life itself a dance of unpredictable events and surprises? In this dance, those who remain open and adaptable to change, rather than rigid and unyielding, are the ones who truly thrive. Our attempts to predict the future often fall flat because life is not a predictable linear progression. It's a series of unexpected turns, of Black Swan events that can upend everything in an instant. So, what's the best strategy for navigating such a world? As Taleb suggests, the key to thriving in a Black Swan-dominated world is not to predict, but to build robustness against the negative ones that occur and being able to exploit the positive ones.